I've been working here for about 7.5 years. I've taught a wide variety of courses from beginner through to proficiency, including the Cambridge exam classes as well as IELTS and business. I think as a teacher, every course has a challenge. I enjoy teaching all the Cambridge exam courses, and they have a particular aim in mind at the end. But also it's a real challenge to teach courses that are for perhaps low-level students who haven't learnt English before and are trying to understand the language and come to terms with the grammar, which is often very different from their own. I think teaching students from overseas is a wonderful experience, both for the teacher and for the students. I think they really enjoy the fact that they meet other people from other cultures who are also struggling to come to terms with English. I also think that the mix of cultures is really good for a class. Cultures from all over the world are represented at Wimbledon School of English, from the Middle East to Asia to Europe to South America. And I think they really enjoy mixing with each other and finding out about each other's different cultures, different kind of experiences that they've had. And that provides a wonderful opportunity for speaking and communication in class. It's great for students from all over the world to find out about other cultures and the experiences that students from those countries have that are different from their own. I think also it's fun. It's fun to be able to come from Japan and meet for the first time perhaps a student from France. It's great for a student who is from a Middle Eastern country to come and mix with a Brazilian and to have to communicate and get to know them. So I think it provides a dynamic in lessons, and I think it's also fun for the students. Facilities for the teachers are extremely good. We have a beautiful garden, which is great in summer. We go out and eat in the garden. Lunch is provided. The best deli food from local supermarkets, which we get every day. We're very well supported here as teachers. There's a wonderful administrative staff and a very supportive network system for us as teachers to be able to fall back on. There's a good director of studies who has 2 assistants, and of course if there's any issues regarding students or their class, their course, we can always relate those problems to the Director of Studies or her assistants, which is great. I think another thing is there's a good team spirit. We have a great staff room which is very well resourced, a lot of opportunities to be able to have professional development as teachers, and I think that there's a sense at the school that we enjoy it, so we like coming to work, but also we work hard as well. I think one of the encouraging things and one of the motivating things as a teacher at the school is to see students improving. You can have a student who comes to the school and is very unsure of their English, perhaps their pronunciation is a problem, or they just are not sure about the basics of their grammar, and they really want to improve. And you often find that within a month to about 6 weeks, they will improve quite significantly, and that's really encouraging as a teacher. I think one of the important roles of the teacher is they are a facilitator, so they help students to be able to develop learning skills. How can I myself improve? So the responsibility is not just on the teacher to spoon feed the students, but to be able to help them to work out techniques and their own particular way of studying as a language student. And at the school we're very well resourced. We have a library with reading books, listening tapes, CDs, and also a great new self-access centre where students can go. Okay, there's plenty of ways for students to be able to support their own learning here, and I think that's important for students to take responsibility for their own learning. We have a great library with listening tapes and books that are graded at every level for the student. We also have a great new self-access centre where students can go on their own and they can practice whatever they want to, whether it's grammar or listening or vocabulary, and the teacher will often guide them in that and will tell them exactly where to go and how to be able to access different programs and CD-ROMs that will help them in their learning. Well, all the staff here are committed to help with the social program, which is very enjoyable, and the students always give a great contribution. One of the social evenings that a teacher at the school here did was a big fashion show where students were able to get up and dance around and move, as well as show some of their own traditional costumes. We've had a tradition of putting on a play every year, at school, which we use the local community centre, and students from all levels are involved in the production of that play, and it's a great night out. Staff are involved as well, and we get the whole school involved in props and stage and lighting, and it's a full night and it's a wonderful occasion at the school. There's also a really nice flexibility for students who come to the school. When they first come, they're graded, but if they're not happy with the grade that they've been given, or they feel they need a challenge in their learning, they can actually ask to go up and be put into another level. We also test students regularly to see that they're performing at the level that they should be, and to give them feedback on their learning, because I think students like to know how they're doing. I think two things that are really great about teaching at Wimbledon School of English are that it's professional, but it's also enjoyable.